can't swing even the areas he's campaigned in, Gauri Lankesh. That's what you're trying to say. What's he going to do at the national level?
Yes.
Sudhanshu Mittal of the Bharatiya Janata Party with us. Mr. Mittal, would you like to take that postulation? If Modi can't make an impact in certain pockets where he campaigned in Karnataka, what is he going to do for the Bharatiya Janata Party at the national level? And should he actually be the face of their national campaign?
I was expecting this kind of an observation, which is completely bizarre.
Right.
Look, Karnataka election was all about BJP Karnataka. It was all about what we did there as a government. It was all about Yediyurappa. It was all about the infighting of BJP. It was all about Karnataka BJP government. People have voted us out. And when people have voted us out, it is because there was a conscious decision which BJP took. We had the option. Yediyurappa was creating pressure that reinstate me, otherwise I'll leave. We had removed Yediyurappa on the issue of corruption because we are fighting, we are committed to fighting corruption in public life. And for this reason, we took a conscious decision. We said we rather sacrifice 100 governments than to compromise on this fundamental issue.
Fine, but that's one issue.
The results are for everybody to see.
That's the corruption strand.
I'm just completing. I'm just completing.
What about governance?
So the entire election, that is what I'm saying. Corruption and governance go together. You see, you can't have governance and corruption separately. A corrupt administration cannot be deemed to be a good governance. So, with this kind of a background, with Yediyurappa walking away from BJP, taking a substantial Lingayat vote bank, we were prepared for this. But it was a conscious decision that we rather lose the government than to compromise on the issue of corruption. Now, having said so, I was expecting to hear negativity about Narendra Modi and a lot of eulogizing about Rahul Gandhi. People accustomed to psychophancy are bound to do that.
No, but there are legitimate points. These are legitimate points that have been raised. Shiv Vishwanathan wants to come in. One second, Mr. Mittal. Shiv Vishwanathan wants to come in on a point that you just made. Shiv Vishwanathan.
Mr. Mittal has got half the script and he has forgotten the other half. In the South, Modi is a curiosity, not a national trend. And it's time the BJP faces up to it.
Okay, so he doesn't have national leader credentials, says Shiv Vishwanathan. I'm coming back to you, Mr. Mittal. Let's
make Mr. Modi a mascot.
Well, let me just bring
allow us to at least declare him as our Prime Minister candidate. Allow us to say that he is a mascot. You are so presumptuous about everything and you are drawing conclusions about everything.
The BJP has continually said, sir.
Is that fair?
Mr. Mittal, the BJP has continually said that Narendra Modi, wherever he campaigns, brings back results. It didn't happen in Himachal. It hasn't happened in the pockets of Karnataka that he has been campaigning in. Maybe the Bharatiya Janata Party needs to do a recalculation. But let me just quickly bring in the Congress here. If the Congress was thinking that this was a positive mandate in its favor, well, the numbers as of now don't seem to be bearing this out. Abid Rasool Khan and Sanjay Jha, the fact of the matter is that the Congress has only won by default, or looks to be in the lead by default. It is winning on the back of Yediyurappa. It is winning on the back of perhaps inroads that the JDS has made in pockets that were once dominated by the BJP. Abid Rasool Khan.
Rahul, do I answer that? Okay.
One at a time. Abid Rasool Khan first and then Sanjay Jha.
Rahul, I will only speak politics and what I feel about it. The strategy of BJP during these elections was they had decided, or they had come to know, that they are very weak in Karnataka, and they played it out on the national level by raking up issues which were non-existent and trying to get the sympathy in Karnataka, because they had an inkling that Karnataka population with a literacy rate of 80% would definitely fall for their ploy. But the thing there is, Karnataka has been known to be, from the beginning, to be a secular state, like the whole of the country. And then the whole, the whole workout towards communalism by BJP did not go well with Karnataka. That was what we are seeing here, because 5 years they have ruled. In 5 years, we have seen them patronizing people. We have seen them doing things which were against the country's secular fabric. So all that has been very clear, and now all the minorities, SCs, STs throughout the state, But the pattern you see is not one region or the other region, it's throughout the state. Throughout the state, except in pockets which are not there, they have voted for Congress with a feeling that Congress is the only party which will provide them security and development. So now Modi is an irrelevant factor, which we have been telling from the beginning, because they are trying to project him as a last straw.
Well, this is not an election that the Congress would be advised to look at and suggest that it's an emphatic endorsement of their style of politics, perhaps even at the center. Rahul, come back to you.
Thanks very much, Rahul. So the latest trends that are emerging, the Congress leading at 107, the BJP at 41, the JDS at 44 now, the second largest party. And I want to get Sanjay and Sudhir to come with me as we take our viewers through the latest position, because if you're just tuning in and want to get a quick sense of where things stand in Karnataka, I want Sanjay Kumar to tell our viewers first on whether the Congress, on the basis of the numbers that are currently available, will be able to cross the magic figure, or will they fall just short? So what's your sense? What's your reading?
So I still think that Congress should be able to get a majority. Still expect them to get a majority based on these trends, because if we look at the trend, Congress has already won 5 seats and they are leading in 101 seats. So maybe they would reach the majority mark.
So the pollsters will be happy. The Congress, of course, not so happy. It's not going to end up at 130 that they would have liked. The other big story, of course, is that the KJP is picking up 14, the JDS 44, which is now more than what the BJP is picking up.
The big takeaway from this election, if these leads hold true, Rahul, is that this is a vote against the BJP government, the kind of governance they gave for the last 5 years. It's not so much a vote in favor of the Congress, and that's probably being reflected in the fact that they're just coming within kissing distance of power, but not getting a simple majority on their own, and they may need the help of the independents.
No, but there are two things which are broadly visible. One is that most of the blue is concentrated in the northern part of Karnataka. Most of the red is concentrated in the southern part. So the Congress has been unable to storm Bangalore, unable to storm Dakshin Kannada, which is why things are where they are. Let's break it up zone by zone. Let me look at the old Mysore region, and then Sanjay Kumar can take our viewers through that, because it is very apparent that it is in the old Mysore region where the JDS continues to retain its charm, and therefore people have solidly backed the JDS in this area. If the Congress had done well here, the tally would have been much more.
See, Rahul, what is the advantage for Congress in Karnataka also goes as a disadvantage for the party. Congress is present all over Karnataka, but if you look at JDS, which is present only in the old Mysore region, largely in the old Mysore region, and BJP used to be very, very strong in Mumbai, Karnataka, and in the coastal region, and to a great extent in Hyderabad, Karnataka region. What has happened in this region, which is where JDS is very, very strong, Congress has not been able to make inroads. And once we get the vote share, we would know that Congress vote share may not have increased compared to...
In this area of old Mysore, it's actually the JDS which is the leading party. The Congress at 21, the JDS at 22. That is very interesting.
And Congress may not have even increased its vote share in the Mumbai, Karnataka and Hyderabad,
down 6
Karnataka.
from last time. They're down 6 seats from last time. I want to in fact take you to the Hyderabad, Karnataka region to give our viewers a sense of how Yedurappa is damaging the BJP, because if Sudhir, you take our viewers through these figures, this is where the KJP impact is really being felt. Not so much in the seats that they're picking up, much more in the seats they're helping the BJP lose.
Absolutely, both in the Hyderabad Karnataka region as well as in the Mumbai Karnataka region. Mumbai Karnataka region where the Lingayat population is also there, where the KJP is not picking up too many seats, but the Congress is really gaining as a result of the split in the BJP vote. So the Congress, even when you see the overall map of Karnataka also, the maximum number of seats have been, they are gaining in the northern part of Karnataka.
Okay, let me go to the northern part of Karnataka. This is the Mumbai Karnataka region. It is over here that Yedurappa has his stronghold. It is also over here that the BJP's losses are the greatest, as you will see. Out of the 50 seats, the Congress is picking up 30. The BJP is picking up 13. That is down 23 seats from last time. The JDS is a bit player. The KJP is doing a lot of damage, but that damage is all to the BJP.
Absolutely. The Congress is really the big gainer from this region, because the KJP is really eating into the BJP vote, and even if it had taken up somewhere between 3 to 5% of the vote, the Congress is really gaining as a result in this entire Lingayat belt.
Let's look at central Karnataka. And I want Sanjay Kumar to take our viewers through central Karnataka as well, because in the central Karnataka region again, the story is the same. This is where the Congress is mostly picking up its seats from. This is also where to some extent the writ of the JDS still extends. The JDS is actually doing better. Kumaraswamy ran away from the exit poll show, but I'm fairly sure he's going to show up later in the afternoon and say, see, you wrote me off, I didn't do that badly.
Rahul, of all the regions, parties, it is, though we have a three-way contest in 2008, but it was largely a contest between BJP and Congress in the northern part, and in the old Mysore region it was Congress versus JDS. This is the only region where even in the last elections, 2008 assembly election, we actually had a three-way contest, BJP, JDS and Congress. And that is what is reflected even in this election, that you can see that all the parties, even if BJP has suffered losses because of the split in the votes, but you can see the presence of JDS also, KJP has also managed to increase.
I want to look at Bangalore. If the Congress hasn't got, as Harish Bijur was pointing out, if the Congress hasn't got a clear mandate, that is because of its inability to do well in Bangalore. If they'd done better in Bangalore, they would have been past the halfway mark. The Congress 13 picking up only 2 seats at a time when there is an anti-BJP mood. The Congress picking up only 2 seats. The BJP losing only 5. So the proportions have been altered, and the JDS picking up 3 seats. At this time, we've got Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. He was helping coordinate at the back end the BJP campaigning in Karnataka. He's standing by. I want to get a sense of what Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has to say on the dwindling fortunes of the BJP. Kamaljeet Sandhu is with him. Kamaljeet.
Early leads clearly show that BJP is losing in Karnataka. We have with us Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi. Sir, the trends clearly showing that the Congress is leading, the BJP is losing. There's something about the exit polls which have also suggested the same. Do you agree that this is a loss here in Karnataka?
This trend is not surprising. अगर आप देखें तो हर चुनाव जो है वो एक सबक भी होता है और संदेश भी होता है. अगर आपको याद होगा कि पिछला जो चुनाव 2008 का था, उसमें कांग्रेस पार्टी वोट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत ज़्यादा वोट पाई थी, बल्कि 91 लाख वोट पाई थी, और बीजेपी पाई थी 83 लाख. वोट की दृष्टि से पिछले 2009 में भी कांग्रेस पार्टी को वोट ज़्यादा थे और बीजेपी के वोट कम थे, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी हमारी सीटें ज़्यादा थीं. निश्चित तौर से अभी पूरा रिज़ल्ट आता है, पूरा रिज़ल्ट आने के बाद उसका क्या पॉलिटिकल रीजंस है, सोशल रीज़न है, वो सारा चीज़ें जो हैं उसका एनालिसिस करेंगे, और आफ्टर दिस एनालिसिस विल फाइंड कि क्या उसमें बेटरमेंट के लिए क्या.
Do you think it's a shot in the arm for the Congress ahead of the 2014 polls? I remember Rahul Gandhi had been there, Narendra Modi had been there. There was a certain comparison in those particular areas.
देखिए, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, हम एक नेशनल पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हैं. चुनाव में रिजल्ट कुछ भी आए, लेकिन हम सभी सीटों पर, सभी क्षेत्रों पर हम मजबूती के साथ हमने काम किया. हमने लोगों के बीच में हम गए, अपनी पार्टी की बात को रखा. लेकिन इतना ज़रूर है कि ये जो वर्डिक्ट है, ये जो रिज़ल्ट है, ये जो मैंडेट है, ये करप्शन, कांग्रेस के करप्शन के लिए मैंडेट नहीं है. इसलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी को अगर ये गलतफहमी हो कि ये मैंडेट है जो है वो कांग्रेस के भ्रष्टाचार और घोटालों की क्लीन चिट है, वो गलतफहमी उन्हें नहीं रखनी चाहिए.
But corruption charges were against the BJP government even in Karnataka. Do you think there is an impact on the votes as far as Yedurappa is concerned?
देखिए, उसके कई रीजंस हैं, कई रीजंस हैं. उसमें एक वन ऑफ द रीज़न इसको आप कह सकते हैं. अब आने वाले दिनों में पूरा रिजल्ट आएगा, रिजल्ट का आकलन के बाद हम उसका अध्ययन करेंगे.
A lot of people will say that Modi had spent a lot of time there campaigning, yet it did not yield so much results. Would you agree?
नहीं, मोदी जी इज़ आवर सीनियर लीडर, और हमारे सारे लीडर्स, अडवाणी जी, सुषमा जी, अरुण जेटली जी, पार्टी के नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट राजनाथ सिंह जी, सभी लोग गए, और हम चुनाव जीतने और हारने के आधार पर कैंपेन तय नहीं करते.
One final question. Do you agree that this is a loss for BJP?
हमारे लिए सबक है और संदेश है.
So it's a lesson well learned. This is what Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi is definitely saying, and this is going to give a political spin, a positive political spin that the Congress was looking at, because there are a spate of allegations, whether it's Railgate or Coalgate, and this is the sort of relief that the Congress would be looking at. We'll really have to look whether they really get a majority or whether they would really have a coalition government there in Karnataka. With camera person Ashok Bhanot, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for Headlines Today.
The Congress currently at 112 leads, and that means they're just about touching the halfway mark. There's still leads expected from 3 seats, which basically means they will be able to form the government. They won't need Yedurappa. They definitely won't need Kumaraswamy. Maybe a few independents to shore up a firm majority. But this is very, very embarrassing for the BJP. Now that the JDS has also overtaken them, Sudhanshu Mittal is with us. The BJP ending up at number 3, Veer Sanghvi says, will raise serious questions about the BJP and whether it can actually be called a national party, because you're essentially now only a Hindi heartland party and the JDS too is beating you in Karnataka. Don't you think this is a very embarrassing result for the BJP?
Rahul, the analysis which you are just showing us actually validates what I've been saying all this while. If you look at it, the two regions where BJP has suffered and which were most important to BJP, namely the Mumbai Karnataka and Central Karnataka, is these places where the vote split with the Yedurappa has costed us the seats. And it is to the advantage of Congress and the JDS. So certainly, look, a mandate where people reject you is certainly a mandate of worry. Let's bow our heads to that mandate. Let's learn the lessons. Let's also go into introspection. So no,
but what is the lesson that you will learn? The lesson that you can draw is that corruption doesn't matter. Yedurappa went, therefore we lost. Therefore, no matter what allegation is leveled against the next leader, let's keep him. That's the lesson the BJP could potentially end up learning.
No, that's certainly not the lesson. And as I said, it was a conscious decision. Let 100 governments be sacrificed, but let's not compromise on this platform. What is the lesson learned is, look, we need tighter control over the functionings. Let a Yedurappa not become a Yedurappa, which means the party invests years and years in building up the leadership of a gentleman. And suddenly after a period of time, when you give him the authority to govern, he goes berserk. It's that point where you need to check him, where you need to tightly monitor how the state government is going to perform and how the state government is going to
raises questions about those ruthless wonders in the BJP who command more power in Ashoka Road than they do in their own constituency. It raises really serious questions about why the BJP lets them determine and dictate what happens to mass leaders.
No, I don't think that is a fair observation, because in this case, the mass leaders were not sidelined because of the whims and fancies of the so-called ruthless leaders. See, if Yedurappa was removed, it was not because some powerful leader in Delhi wanted him to be removed. He was removed because there were serious allegations of corruption. And after the Lok Ayukta report, with what face we could have continued him? So no, in fact, when Yedurappa wanted to come back, there's a lot of pressure that, look, you are going to lose Karnataka, he's going to walk away with the Lingayat votes, what will happen, the only state in South where we have won, if we lose that, what will happen? All these questions did come up.
Sanjay Jha, I'm very concerned about what lessons might be learned. The Congress seems to have already adopted that philosophy, that no matter what charge is leveled against a Congress leader, it doesn't matter, let's follow the Veerbhadra Singh model. You don't need to seek a resignation, brazen it out. At the end of the day, their presence on the ground matters much more than getting beaten up on a television channel.
Rahul, just one
No, Rahul, I will beg to disagree with that. I think the best news for the Congress is actually not today the victory in Karnataka. It's the fact that the BJP seems to be so oblivious to ground realities, is living in a fool's paradise. I think that's the best news for the Congress party, and we will definitely hope to capitalize on that ignorance. But as far as your question is concerned, I will repeat what I said with you even yesterday of the program. I think the Congress is doing what is the right way to go about things. That if today's judgment in the Supreme Court says anything which is distinctly uncomfortable or makes an inference to interference by anybody in a political authority, the Congress says we will take an appropriate action at that point of time. Even where the railway minister is concerned, the investigations are on. Let a verdict establish. Let the investigation prove that there has been any beneficiary who's alleged to have been somebody from the Congress. The Congress has never said that we'll defend somebody or we'll try and protect someone who is even prima facie indicted for corruption. So all that the Congress has said is let the process take its course. Hopefully it will not take too long, and we will ensure that the correct steps are taken. I can tell you, for a party that you have been part of the media for such a long time and you have questioned the Congress correctly on many an issue, I don't think it is fair to assume that the Congress is going to be thick-skinned on matters of corruption. It has paid a price in the past. it will not allow to do that in the future. So if anybody is a liability and it is proven on established misdemeanor, action will be taken. I don't think that is an issue where any Congress leader or spokesperson has tried to dodge the reality. But the verdict on Karnataka is a telling one on the Bharatiya Janata Party. I was hearing Meenakshi Lekhi some time ago, and she said, you know, we are not concerned about losing, we just don't want Congress to get an absolute majority. And I think this obsession with the Congress, that we, you know, they're so anti-Congress in this streak. Narendra Modi goes to BJP and says, you know what, just like Gujarat, just defeat Congress in Karnataka. The people of the state have said, listen, Mr. Modi, go back to where you belong. We want better governance in our state. The BJP has been a complete unmitigated disaster, and we don't want to deal with you anymore. So I think this is an opportunity for the Congress to come back in power, but more than power, exercise their authority with greater discretion and maturity. I'm
Give
sure
me a
the Congress
moment.
leadership will
Kamaljeet
deliver.
Sandhu is at the Congress headquarters in New Delhi, where crackers are being burst. I want to go across to Kamaljeet as she captures the atmospherics at the Congress headquarters. The first piece of real big good news coming in after a very long time for the beleaguered Congress party.
Early celebrations on at Congress party. The results are not out yet, but if you can really have a look, the firecrackers are here. There is a lot of band, baja and music, if you can really say. It's a celebration of the Congress party ahead of the declaration of results. And obviously, the Congress does not get a majority. They'll have to have a coalition. As far as the numbers are going, that's what they seem to suggest. But the celebration on here at 24 Akbar Road, and obviously if you really have a look, the sort of celebrations out here with crackers, with the sort of support that they really find out here. We'll try and speak to a couple of people, but this is something. अब ये बताइए किस तरह से अभी तो रिजल्ट आए भी नहीं है और
बहुत जल्दी आने वाले हैं मैडम, बहुत जल्दी आने वाले हैं। राहुल गांधी जीतेंगे, रिजल्ट बहुत जल्दी आने वाले हैं।
So this is what you really can have a look. This is the celebration out here, and they're saying that the credit goes to Rahul Gandhi for the number of the number of seats that Congress has got in Karnataka elections. With camera person Ashok Banod, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu in Delhi for Headlines Today.
You know, he addressed a few rallies that were attended by very few people. Even the people who went there weren't very inspired by what he said. But Congress workers very quick to try and make Rahul Gandhi the hero of this victory, ignoring the Yedurappa impact, ignoring misgovernance by the BJP. I'm slipping into a very quick break. When we come back, we'll also get you a live update from the Supreme Court. We'll dip in very briefly to Parliament and see what's happening over there. Ashwini Kumar and Pawan Bansal facing all-round fire from the opposition. We'll also get you the latest. And in just a while from now, we'll have all the key newsmakers joining us. Mr. Veerappa Moily will be joining us. Siddharamaiah will be joining us. Dr. Parmeshwara, he's losing in his constituency near Tumkur. So I don't know whether he will keep his promise till he finds out what fate awaits him. But we're heading into a break. We'll be back with the Deccan War on the other side in just a moment. Stay with us.